Alright, we should be looking very good to go. Back with some more Honkai Impact 3rd. I low-key didn't realize that there was a chapter 25 EX. I thought we were going straight to 26, but no. So, yeah, that was news to me. That was very much news to me. But yeah, hello everybody, hello. I would have been here earlier, but I had to take care of some stuff. But yeah, it's good to be back streaming again. I will say. So if you're watching this live or pre-recorded, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff is greatly appreciated. But yeah, what is up? Scarlet, Savior, Remzy, Drake, Cap. How y'all doing? Let's try to get the stream to 10 likes. I think that's very possible, right? And yeah, we'll have a good stream today. Should be. Should definitely be. Said Triple H got you looking like the sad emote. For real. It was big sad. The big sad. Also today, we're still one more member away from hitting the next membership goal. So if we do hit that, we will be able to do the next goal, which is playing Getting Over It, a very rage-inducing game that the community wants to see me play. So if you'd like to become a member, you can hit the join button on the channel or type !member, I believe, in chat. If somebody on the mod team could do that, that'd be appreciated. With Amazon ads, Are you serious right now? I don't want no Amazon ad. See, I'm trying to do my intro. This is what happens when you don't buy YouTube music. This is what happens. Premium. Anyways, thank you for that, Scarlet. So yeah, I had my controller on the charger, so I'm gonna go grab that real quick, and then we should be looking nice, very nice. So yeah, give me a moment while I do that, chat. I'm gonna grab the controller, and then we'll get into the stream for today, okay? So thank you for the patience, but enjoy the music. Okay. Should be good now. Controller set. And we are thumbing. Alright, Jimmy, pause the music. That's enough. It was the jams, but you know. It is go time. Let's go over here. I got chat. Boom. And yeah, what's up, Cat? How you doing? You're here just in time. So yeah, we should be looking good. So let's go over here. Go to stories. So this has 9 missions, which has been less, but the amount of dialogue we're gonna get, we'll have to see. Jimmy needs a raise. Jimmy's getting paid great. Don't worry. Don't you worry. You were vibing. I'm sorry. So yeah, this shouldn't. I would assume this shouldn't be that bad, but then again, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'm doing all right. You know, I'm doing all right. Nothing too crazy. Jimmy should run the channel. Jimmy runs the channel. The channel goes to the ground, chat. Okay. If you think I'm scuffed, just think about Jimmy. All right. Here we are. What's past is prologue. This chapter about to be confusing? Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear. I mean, I'm going to react to a video that recaps the graphic novel. I will be doing that like either today or tomorrow. I'll probably record it today, but I might just upload it tomorrow. A recap on that, just so I understand what goes on there. Because from what I understand, I saw somebody say the DURANDAL graphic novel's like 12 hours, and like I don't have that time to be reading 12 hours worth of a graphic novel. So yeah, easy 10 million subs. Yeah, okay, buddy. Oh my god, I could put my other characters on here. This is crazy. So she a fire Valk? Really? I don't remember that. Do a little bit of that. You said pretty much? Yeah, hell no. Hell to the nah. To the nah. I ain't got 12 hours to be doing that. You heard Jimmy was almost as bald as me, really? Really? That must be something. That must be pretty wild, chat. To be saying claims like that, I must say. Alright, chat. I haven't really talked much today, so let's see how I do. Look, I'm gonna take a sip of water. The graphic novel is long, but it brings a lot of information on Durandal's character. I bet 12 hours worth. I bet. But like I said, I'll react to somebody's video of them recapping it, and I'll put that up. So that way I at least get a you know, some type of understanding. So it birthed all creation. This much you should understand. I am the origin of all things, and I am the destroyer of all things. 6 a.m. The girl finished her warm-up and turned off her personal fitness training device. The device had been created nearly half a century prior. Originally designed for astronauts, it included an air pressurization system that could simulate a low-gravity environment. Some years later, a Valkyrie at HQ pulled this aging but unusually durable device out of storage and began to use it in morning exercises. That Valkyrie's name was Ragna Lodbrok. She was one of the reasons the girl chose to become a Valkyrie. 21,358 meters. Feeling good today. Man, Durandal looking good today. What the hell? While I'm at it, I might as well do some tactical training. Yeah? Tactical training? Let me turn this controller on. Give me a sec. Be careful for spoilers. What, in the graphic novel, or you just mean when I'm searching for the video or something? You said this man, listen. You gonna tell me that she ain't looking good? Look at her. She looking good. Okay. I have to be honest here, alright? Look at her, dude. Oh, that sounded like some Dragon Ball sound effects, didn't it? Like, I don't even watch Dragon Ball, but I've heard, like, some sound effects, like, and watch, like, clips and stuff. And that sounded like some Dragon Ball stuff, too. She's blonde? What, you think that makes her dumb? Listen, Durandal is the opposite of dumb, okay? Durandal is a genius. And if you don't agree, you're crazy. Raven? Chat, I was legit about to say that's so Raven. Why? Why would I say that? That doesn't relate to anything here except for the name. That is all that relates in this situation. You're doing great. That's so Raven, bro. You know about that? You know about that? That's so Raven. Very nice. You said bro is really getting outplayed by Jimmy in the game if you down this bad? What do you mean? Her tactical training complete. The girl entered the simulated environment generated by Sumeru. Oh my. And capped off her morning exercise with some meditation. And today her meditation was accompanied by Divine Key Abyss Flower. This powerful weapon, reserved for the strongest of Valkyries, had been given to the girl 3 years earlier by the Overseer himself. She had broken multiple records and became the youngest Valkyrie in history to reach A rank and S rank. Gradually, she became the most trusted, second in command on the battlefield. Yet, in her heart, the girl had a lingering sense of dissatisfaction. The uneasiness wasn't about the lifestyle she lived. She understood well that from the moment she joined the Valkyries, she would live in a certain kind of life. She would carry the fate of the masses on her shoulders and fight tirelessly for all that is good. She would spill her blood without hesitation. The girl had accepted all of this. You could even say she learned to thrive in dangerous situations. But the older she got, the more she had to face an uncomfortable realization. No matter what values you hold, sometimes you have to make trade-offs. That is to say, when it comes to bearing responsibility and fulfilling one's duty, sometimes one must take priority over the other. The Durandal isn't dumb. God, you can't wait till chapter 28? Oh boy. And for the girl in particular, it seemed that everything she had experienced had been planned out by the Overseer. From her journey to the Sea of Kwanzaa to her encounter with the pioneers, all of it was ordered by the Overseer. Like Krishna guiding Arjuna in the Mahabharata. He seemingly molded her life with his own hands. The girl was not sure that she could accept such a life, even though Arjuna was a hero whose name was known by all, and despite the fact that until now she had never felt dissatisfied with their life. A familiar yet unexpected voice shattered the silence of her meditation. Good morning, Overseer. Damn, we got that purple outfit on. I have that outfit in the game. It's very nice. Ah, yes. It's everybody's favorite character, Otto Apocalypse. Oh my gosh. Yay! Okay, that's enough. I mean, oh, my fault, chat. There you go. Anyways. Whoops. Yeah. You don't seem at all surprised. Not surprised that I came back, and not surprised that I called you by your own name, Bianca. And what's up? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, Fire Or it's okay, it's Fiagra, right? Or Fiagra. Like I always mess up the name, and I know that's like a move in Kingdom Hearts of like using fire. Chat, let me see how to say this correctly, because it's gonna drive me nuts today. Like, I need to just know how to say this. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I mean, it's a Final Fantasy ability specifically, but let's see how to pronounce. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, it says on Reddit that they pronounce it Firaga. Let's see. Firaga. Okay. Then your initial. Yes. Firaga. Okay, I got it. But yeah. How do you do? Anyways, chat. I had to have my moment today of where I can't say names. Alright. Why would I be surprised about something so trivial? Let's get down to business. Do you have a new mission for me? Rita and Amber must have given you a report on recent events, even though technically you're a missing person. Your no-nonsense attitude reminds me of the Bianca who had not yet become Durandal. Always so serious. I really can't picture you as a little girl. I've always been this way, whether I'm quiet or talkative, whether I show emotion or not. How's that relevant to anything? In theory, you're right, but the impressions you make on people also matter. You might want to approach this next mission with a different attitude, because you finally have a chance to live up to the name Durandal. Get ready. In half an hour, you'll assist me with an experiment which will attempt to link the bubble universe to the imaginary tree. The Overseer laughed and abruptly turned and briskly walked away. This was typical for the free-spirited Otto. He was in the habit of casually dropping big news like that. The girl had believed that completing the mission she undertook at age 12 might take her whole life. After all, returning the bubble universe in the Sea of Kwanzaa to the imaginary tree was no easy task. The world was born from the imaginary tree, flourished, withered, and finally disappeared back into the Sea of Kwanzaa. This was the law of nature. But 3 years ago, things began to change. The Overseer announced the findings of his research on the imaginary tree to the girl and her adjutant. From the Overseer's perspective, the girl's personal goals could all be subsumed. into his master plan. Then 2 years ago, on an autumn day not too different from today, the girl assisted the overseer in seizing the second divine key. During that experiment, they encountered a project, Valuka, enforcer from the previous era. Ever since, the overseer had been making rapid progress with his master plan. But even so, the girl never imagined things would happen this quickly. She remembered the trip to the Sea of Quanta as if it was yesterday. Shakespeare, Miguel, Jimmy, and so many other interesting people. She wondered how their lives were in that other world. Dr. Schrödinger and Shigeru Kira. Were they still wandering somewhere in the Sea of Quanta? And what about that mysterious blade called DURANDAL? The overseer creating a link between the bubble universe and the imaginary tree was her only hope to save them all. And she might even be able to discover a new way for humanity to escape Honkai. For the past few years, the girl tucked thoughts of this lifelong dream into a corner of her mind. She never once thought the chance to fulfill her destiny would come this soon, and this suddenly. The overseer was right. She should have a different attitude when facing this extremely important job. Is that the mission? Okay. I'm assuming we're on to mission 2, but it just did it automatically. You said you're good. You just watched someone who did double uploads on My Dress Up Darling. I've heard about that. I haven't watched it, but I have heard. It's very popular. When the girl entered the S-rank Valkyrie Command Center, a familiar figure had already arrived. Ah, yes, it is Rita in that maid outfit that I am clearly not going to be staring at, because I would never do that. Ah, Durandal, I take it you've already met with the Overseer. Yeah, the news was a surprise to me. The Overseer disappeared one day, came back just as suddenly, and now he's ready to run the experiment. The whole thing seems hard to believe. But it's the Overseer. Hasn't he always acted this way? He has always viewed the world as a chessboard. All the people and things under his control are like the pieces. For someone who thinks like that, results are the only things that matter. After all, any value he placed on the process, he gave up many, many years ago. She's hoot. Yeah. Tell me something I don't know. Rita. Oh, this music. I love this song. Sorry, chat. I'm vibing. Alright, anyways. Why does the way that you're talking now remind me of the way Shakespeare and Schrödinger talked? Like, it has some deeper philosophical meaning. Huh? You really think so? Well, I'm sorry, Durandal. Maybe I'm just nervous about this mission. Rita, you really... Isn't it normal to be nervous in this situation? After all, this involves countless real human lives in another dimension, if I were to make an analogy. In many ways, a small village deep in the mountains cannot be compared to a bustling city. Yet the village also has its own past, present, and future. Now suddenly we have a chance to alter the fate of everyone there. Who wouldn't be nervous? Oh, is that the reason you're suddenly so talkative, Durandal? Durandal recalled the way she was several years ago. Back then she was irritable, rather short in stature, and extremely talkative. Really? That girl seemed to be a completely different person than the Durandal of today. Yeah, definitely so. Rita, What is it, Durandal? It's nothing. Not worth talking about. The girl started to speak, then hesitated. If it had been several years earlier, she probably would have openly talked to Rita about how her personality had changed. But that girl was long gone. Bianca, if this mission goes smoothly, then afterwards, let's take half a day and go for a drive. Let's take a half a day off. What do you think? Huh? Well, if it doesn't affect our work, then I guess we could. As for where we should go, how about Naples? It's not far from the floating isles. Going for a drive, Naples. The girl suddenly remembered that on their adventure 5 years earlier, Rita had suggested something similar. The next time we get a chance, we should go to Naples at night and have some fun. Yeah, sure. If the Overseer's experiment could really help those people in the bubble universe, then we could drive to Mount Vesuvius together. The girls smiled and agreed that it was an unusual suggestion for an S-rank Valkyrie to make. Half an hour later, Sheik saw floating aisles, special purpose lab for the second divine key cosmic juggernaut. Excellent. Everyone is here on time. Durandal, Rita, Nagamitsu, Amber, I appreciate you all looking after HQ in my absence. No problem at all, Overseer. We were just doing what we should. That's right. Damn, you looking good. Okay. Listen, chat, why does this game have so many attractive characters? Like, why do they do this? I need somebody to just look like an old lunch lady in this game. Alright? I need something not attractive to look at. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, back to the task at hand. You could continue speaking for a while. The space-time manipulation system needs 5 more minutes to warm up. Looks like the only ones who's not on time is the machine. Well then, I'll use this time to familiarize everyone with the processes involved in this experiment. Everyone should have a solid understanding. At first glance, the 4-dimensional space-time we inhabit seems flat and empty, yet in higher dimensional realms it contains many unimaginably complex structures. People of the previous era have 2 descriptive names for these structures: the Sea of Quanta and the Imaginary Tree. I'm down tremendously, Ramsey. In the Sea of Quanta, all beings and things decay as the time progresses, until everything is disintegrated into chaos. The world of the Imaginary Tree does not share this fate, but there, Honkai events are a frequent occurrence. In essence, that is because the concept of time in each realm is fundamentally different, but this isn't what we'll be focusing on today. Today's experiment will attempt to link a bubble universe within the Sea of Quanta back to the Imaginary Tree, saving it from the extinction to which it is ultimately destined. Now that we've done extensive research on the second divine key and obtained technical assistance from the world's serpent, Sheik Sol will make use, my fault, of this technology. If we do so, and not the too distant future, we will be able to change the fate of. The space-time manipulation system is ready. Mr. Otto, the experiment could begin at any time. Not gonna lie, it feels like they misplaced the story for Durandal, but it's still acceptable in some degree. By misplaced, so you just mean they decided to show us her story at the wrong time? Like it's just a weird time for them to be doing it? Is what you're saying? Well, looks like I'll have to be brief in my explanation. To make a long story short, the subject of our experiment will be a special bubble universe contained within Durandal's body. We will depart from the Sea of Quanta, seek a passage leading to the imaginary space, and then try to artificially link it into the imaginary tree. So Durandal, you will need to enter the dimensional portal generated by the second divine key yourself. More like characters appearing that you haven't seen or heard before? Okay. This time you'll be equipped with an upgraded Genius Plus Space-Time Exploration Unit. Nagamitsu will use it to maintain communications with you while you are in a complex space-time environment. Got it. Due to the great significance of this experiment, Rita and Amber, you will stay here to manage and coordinate operations. And I will accompany Durandal to the portal. Huh? I guess this is the first time we'll officially be working side by side. I'll need your assistance, Bianca, Durandal. Oh, thank you for the sub, Sabas. How you doing? How you doing? Ata Igana. Alright. Whoa, move on to the depths. Okay. Wow, look at you go. Yeah, like I said earlier in the stream, I plan on watching a recap video and like reacting to it for the manga. I mean, for the visual novel, yeah, the Durandal visual novel to be exact. The mangas, I read the visual novel thing. It's like 12 hours long, and I'm like, oh hell to the no. You said, I know, for those who haven't read it and have no clue and feel like they missed out on something. I mean, yeah, I guarantee you there's a very high percentage of people that play Honkai that have never read one of the mangas. And they just play the game like that, you know? Because at the same time, I do feel like the game should be able to be played without having to read the manga. I mean, do I enjoy reading the mangas for Honkai? Yeah, because they're really good, but at the same time, for people that don't read them, I feel like they should still have a good understanding of what's going on. Like, they shouldn't be completely lost. Dragon Ball noises as we shred through everything. What's up, Link? How you doing? How you doing? Damn, Otto, I see you with that hair. Look at you go. ここで再び整合され、独自の構造と規則を確立している。所詮、人の一生もそういうものだ。有限の時間の中で触れられるあらゆるものを吸収し、最終的に独立した思想と人格を形成する。Okay. Yeah, they summarized the manga and visual novel to some degree. Yeah, I remember in like, I don't remember how many chapters ago, but for like Second Eruption, they like summarized it real quick. But I'm like, hey, I actually know all this information. Otto with the drip is fire, to be honest. Yeah, he out here with the fit. I see him. He may be a menace, but he got the clean fit. But yeah, I'm doing good, Link. How you doing? How you doing? So this is what it feels like in the Sea of Kwanzaa, not so different than being weightless. Please try to stay close to me, Overseer. Yeah, I'm doing alright, Link. I'm doing alright. According to Nagamitsu, objects floating in a Sea of Kwanzaa, far from a bubble universe, are at risk of decaying into nothingness. But because Mr. Otto's body is made out of solium, the risk is very low. But if we lose connection with the outside world, we do have a problem. After all, I already transplanted my consciousness into this body. Huh? Isn't that... Nothing we could do about that. Even though I spent 2 years improving the Genius Plus, it doesn't support real-time consciousness projection. There's just not enough bandwidth. No problem. I won't hold you back in battle. Yeah, alright. You must be joking, Overseer. You'd beat me in a one-on-one fight. I doubt I could defeat you in a fair fight. In fact, it would be a no contest. As of this moment, you are Otto Apocalypse's most reliable partner in this adventure. Seems that made you uncomfortable. Well then, enough chit-chat. It's time to take the first step of our journey. Let's go! Oh my god! Wow. Into the portal we go. Buddy said, what's your favorite Legend of Zelda character? Blah. The chickens. I love the chickens. Top tier, top-notch character. Chickens are very, very great. Best character in all of Legend of Zelda. Every game, the chickens. Yeah, I don't have this battle, that Durandal battlesuit. Okay, Durandal, sheesh. Alright, murder. I will not take this beating. Am I hitting anything? I was gonna say, am I even hitting anything, bruh? Over here slashing and dashing. You said wait, the race. Ganondorf form. Going to Gold Ranger form? Ah, yes. Where's my Megazord at, dude? Huh? No. No more puppets. No. No. This place is... No. While leaping between dimensions, one's consciousness is sometimes affected by dreamlike interference. For the girl, it came in the form of images of gallows, remains of Honkai beasts, and unfamiliar purple flowers. Yes. These were certainly not images from her own memories. They might have been residual data in the Sea of Quanta, or maybe... It looks like we're already close to our destination. This is the Theater of Domination, a space created by the 10th Hersher not long ago. Although the 10th Hersher is gone, I'm thinking of a way to preserve part of what's here. Will that help us establish a connection with the imaginary tree? Exactly. How much do you know about the 10th Hersher of Dominance? I read the research materials provided by AE and World Serpent. Now, the Hersher is an aggregation of multiple consciousnesses. It could construct unique dimensions and the gaps within space-time, unlike the Hersher of Dominance of the previous era. You know enough then. After all, we won't encounter the Hersher of Dominance, but merely what it left behind. In order to control its minions from this place, the Hersher made use of the imaginary tree's power to create a link between two universes. And this resulted in... Even though the 10th Hersher no longer exists, and the Theater of Domination is about to sink into the Sea of Quanta, for the moment, it still retains its connection with the imaginary tree. So you quickly assembled everyone to begin the experiment. Yes, time waits for no man. Although it will sink into the Sea of Quanta, the process isn't instantaneous. But before we attempt to intervene into the Honkai persona, we need to have a firm grasp of the technology and resources at our disposal. I understand, but Overseer, does the Honkai persona really exist? I always thought it was just hypothetical. Before this century, it was indeed just hypothetical. But during the second eruption in the year 2000, I made contact with a consciousness so enormous that it defied common sense. The consciousness could confuse humans by bombarding them with excessive amounts of information. It could take the entirety of human knowledge and force it into your brain in an instant. Yeah, that sounds great. Oh boy. Unless they took preventive measures, humans could not communicate with it as equals. Then, hold on. If this really is the Honkai persona, that means it's basically invincible. Yes, if it really had that kind of power, it could extinguish civilization whenever it wanted. Trying to revive humanity would be pointless. So either its hatred of humanity is not so deep, or it's not as invincible as it seems. But I digress. No matter what, humanity must use everything at its disposal to have a chance at victory in this uneven struggle. And this experiment we will undertake today is a rare opportunity. Absolutely. Now in describing the relationship between the two worlds, we can call our own world, base reality. The Honkai persona controls the link between base reality and the imaginary tree, affecting the natural cycle of Honkai energy. Humanity is suffering as a result. So, for the upcoming experiment, if everything goes well, we might be able to rid ourselves of our shackles and establish our own connection to the imaginary tree. If successful, humanity could turn the tide against Honkai without a fight. But you said if everything goes well. It's a big if. That's true. Cutting-edge experiments are rarely successful, and the future is even more unpredictable. But if we get any positive results from this adventure, at least you'll be able to face Kevin with confidence. Are you talking about the ultimate purpose of the World Serpent? Project Stigma? Of course. The frightening thing about Project Stigma is that it could redefine the rules which by the world operates. If the other side could create their utopia, and we cannot, then sooner or later the world will become as they envision. Since none of us wants the grim future imposed by the previous era, we must find a way to create our own utopia. That is to say, if I have a bubble universe within me, and in today's experiment we could safely link it to the imaginary tree, then in the future we'll have the resources needed to refuse Project Stigma. Yes, but as you know, among all the schemes for opposing Honkai, there are none that are guaranteed to succeed. Hey, Mr. Otto! Isn't today the day that Durandal will gloriously complete her mission? What's with the negativity? You should learn how to quit while you're ahead. So what he's saying is true, and the truth shouldn't be avoided. But we are not yet at the point of where we have to make a choice. Today, there's no need for you to... thanks for your concern, Nagamitsu. But failure is not an option in missions given to S-rank Valkyries, and I'm used to living dangerously, yeah? Otto's having a good time, wow. Good, that's the spirit. Durandal, rightfully known as the most powerful Valkyrie in Shiksal, your devotion to the cause hasn't wavered one bit. Overseer, please stop with the flattery. It seems you're a bit overexcited today. I could go on and on. Nagamitsu, please explain in detail the steps involved in the experiment. Your overseer will keep his mouth shut now. What he said, I'm your new favorite character, it's no longer the chickens? Are you sure about that? Oh, we're on mission number 4 already, nice. Mission number 4 out of 9. Okay. By the time we're at the 1 hour mark, maybe we'll be at mission 6. Yeah, today they getting deep with the lore and stuff though. This is imaginary crap. It's just so much stuff. My brain, I'm just trying to process all this. Can they do the thing of where they just like give me all the information into my brain at once? The thing Otto was talking about? That'd be great. But I didn't think I was gonna be back at the theater of domination. I will say that. I'm not ready for chapter 26. In what way do you mean by that? Do you mean like on an emotional standpoint or just because it's long or something? Two contrasting figures made their way through the ruins of the theater, side by side. One carried themselves in a carefree manner, while the other had an air of earnest determination. One had seen 500 years of change, the other only had 10 years of memories. The two had little in common, but at the moment, they were the iconic figures of the Shiksal organization. But before Otto had made use of an advisory council to deal with trivial day-to-day issues, while he used the time to carry out various kinds of secret research. Secret research, But when the North American branch broke off to form the independent AE organization, which would become a rival of Shiksal, Otto simply kicked out the advisory council and used a more efficient way of maintaining stability. Science stuff, okay. And it was then that the Shiksal Valkyries, once a secret weapon, took center stage. From Squad Snowwolf to the Immortal Blades, one outstanding figure after another joined Shiksal, encouraging more girls to join the battle. I see. Okay. There you go, Durandal. There you go. Just murdering everything. Ah, you having fun just standing there, Otto? I can only accompany you this far. The way forward is only open to those who have undergone fusion with extra dimensions. This is also where Nagamitsu's instructions ended. Do we really not have any intel about what lies ahead? These spaces close to the imaginary tree are completely unexplored. Your current location is still under the influence of the Sea of Quanta. If you go any further, you'll be completely within the realm of the imaginary tree. The only thing we've been able to establish through our calculations is that you'll be able to move around normally in that realm. I'm sorry that I cannot provide any other useful info for the grand finale of this experiment. It's okay, there's always uncertainty while doing an experiment. Like the adventure Rita and I had 5 years ago, it yielded results far beyond what anyone had anticipated. In today's experiment, you've done all you can to ensure that the bubble universe inside me will remain intact under all circumstances. So, from my point of view, all the unacceptable risks have been already eliminated. Overseer, I'll be back soon. Have a good journey. Yippee! You said, yeah, Scarlet? Without any hesitation, the girl stepped into the wormhole, linking the different dimensions. Behind her, the Overseer's expression looked simultaneously gratified and, what is that, melancholy? Over the past 10 years, you've made this extraordinary journey possible. Okay, well. What is it, Mr. Otto? If we could use the genius device to receive the data collected by Durandal, our experiment will be a success. As for whether she could restore the link between the bubble universe and the imaginary tree with her own power, well, you understand. That isn't critical for our plans. I need to be able to fold, cut, and reconstruct the power of base reality. The fate of the bubble universe has little effect on that. So you're saying, if Durandal spends too long in the imaginary tree, we'll just initiate a forced recall with the genius device? Of course. You don't have any way of communicating with her in real time. She understands that we can't wait for her indefinitely. Yes. What's up, Fire? How you doing? How you doing? But there's no need to be pessimistic after all. Didn't you give her some help? I've been found out, but I was just testing the waters. How should I know whether it will really work? It will work. You should know that the other side is also made up of excellent Valkyries who were once under my command. Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah, there is 2 of you with that name. I mean, you have the initials at the end. 主教様は言っていました。ここでは時間は条理で認識されない。ここでは物事は力学で計算されない。ここは世界の彼方。規則の上にある規則。しかし何があっても私は前に進まなければなりません。チャンスは Listen, Durandal, you got this easy. Don't worry about it. I mean, what could possibly go wrong, right, chat? What could possibly go wrong? All right. Oh boy. These enemies are just gonna get absolutely shredded very quickly. Switch over to Rita, if I could do that correctly without hitting the wrong bumper. That'd be nice. Oh man, they're all dead. And another wave. Give me another wave. Yes, yes. Thank you. Don't you dare. And then over here. Yeah, chat, I don't know what I'm streaming tomorrow. I might do another ER stream. which I typically don't do 2 in a week, but we'll use a different character. Maybe. I don't want to, like, promise anything, but I do want to make sure I do another stream tomorrow. So we could get back into the rhythm with that. In seemingly boundless empty space, the girl had to rely on her genius device to find the way. Jesus, 42,768 steps, 42,769 steps. The girl felt that as soon as she stopped counting, time gradually began to lose all meaning in this place. 61,293 steps, 61,294 steps. Durandal had probably walked the distance of a marathon, yet she did not feel any fatigue. There was still nothing but emptiness in every direction. The white screen of death is too strong. She began to feel anxiety creeping up on her. She was worried about the reliability of the plan, and wondered if the space-time asymmetry would cause everything to lose its meaning. The girl took deep breaths, regulating her heartbeat and expelling all unwanted thoughts from her consciousness. Although what surrounded the girl could more accurately be described as the ether rather than air, she didn't need to breathe any to stay alive. Well, she didn't need to breathe to stay alive. You have a train to get. Wow, this is very nice. She heard a faint and distinct sound coming from far away in the same direction that Genius was leading her. Well, to be precise, the space had no medium through which sound could pass, so the noise must have been manifested itself directly in her brain. What? She could not make out what was being said, but at the end, she was sure she heard something calling her name. Whatever it was, it recognized her. You really came. Not long before, the girl and her companion had arrived at the designated location, perplexed as to why they had been led there. Oh, this on some Doctor Strange stuff right now? What the hell going on? The location data had been transmitted through the ether via a mysterious signal. The message was clear. Bianca would appear here, carrying the bubble universe. Huh. Who made this prediction? What was their purpose? The girl and her companion had no idea. It was clearly not Bianca's or Rita's prediction. The message even stated that it would be a surprise for the Valkyries. Was it transmitted by the Shiksal Overseer? No, Otto would never use this kind of method. He liked to be in control of the situation. Then, could it have been sent by the residents of the Bubble Universe? This was even more unlikely. They had naturally lost connection with that imaginary tree and thus didn't have the capability to send messages within this place. Yeah, the multiverse of madness is happening, exactly. The visitors from base reality, which I'm excited. I'm very excited for that Doctor Strange movie. Okay, the visitors from base reality were getting closer. There was the characteristic radiation of a living organism here, and only one possibility for what was emitting it, my fault. Hey, old partner. Bianca, can you hear me? Bianca. It's me, Kira. I'm here. Both. Okay, so yeah, both here. Wait a minute. I know who those people are. She couldn't help but laugh. Her partner had good intuition, but she didn't need any warning from her. Just as the 7 colors combined form both black paint and white light, all possibilities manifesting simultaneously could form the void of empty space. But when potential and manifest beings interact, the original void will transform into something else. What the hell? Well, this got really weird really quickly. Really quickly. Welcome to the spiritual realm of the sugars, the candy house. In our language, you could call us brown sugar and crystal sugar. Hey, that's not how you greet old friends. Hi, Bianca. It's so good to see you again. Did our presence here startle you? I really wasn't expecting to run into you here, Kira. And you, I didn't sorry, I don't understand how extraterrestrial beings typically develop. Hey, it was only this year that I grew into this form. It's all Kira's fault. Thinking that my dormant state was my final form. Hey, I'm still stronger than your species, whose natural instinct is to play dead. Looks like you two get along great. We get along okay. Our relationship has its ups and downs, but we go way back. Past events always have past causes. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. 2 weeks ago, we received a message that contained a prediction. The message said that you would arrive here at this moment. Really? Someone was telling us that you would come here today and attempt to link a bubble universe to the imaginary tree. Yes, as part of the Overseer's experiment, did you two come here just to wait for us? Of course, we learned how to make imaginary use of them. Well, make use of the imaginary tree, not imaginary use, Jesus. To a certain extent, we could transform the dimension in which we exist. Who do you mean by we? Oh, 2 years ago she passed Konpeto's exam and officially joined the Sugars. When the bubble universe entered your body, Dr. Schrödinger returned to the Sea of Quanta, and Kira was launched into a dimension within the imaginary tree by an energy fluctuation. Maybe it was just good luck, or maybe it was just predestined. Before our souls were torn into fragments by the void, we passed by the candy house that saved us. The candy house is not only the home of the Sugars, but also a sanctuary made out of a bubble universe. Whenever the Sugars face a crisis, they re-establish a link with the imaginary tree and switch to a different dimension. Okay. Because the candy house is such a small bubble universe, when we alter the link to the imaginary tree, we do not suffer the effects of Honkai fluctuations. So such a thing has been done before. But Bianca, the opinion of the Sugars is at the bubble universe inside you. I'm afraid its potential to cause problems is many orders of magnitude higher than the candy house. Why? It's mainly a problem of scale. As far as we know, there are 2 ways to prolong the existence of a bubble universe, through brute force or by using a workaround. The brute force method involves continuously pulling in energy from the outside to counter the natural decay of the Sea of Quanta. When using this method, the bigger the bubble universe, the better. The ratio of the surface area to volume decreases with size. At a large enough scale, a universe will naturally achieve an energy balance. It will float around in the Sea of Quanta almost indefinitely. Of course, if the bubble universe absorbs too much Honkai energy using this method, it will cause us other problems, like what you and Kira have seen in the past. I think I get it. Okay, I'm following so far, so I'm guessing the Sugars use the method, the workaround. That's right, once a dynamic link has been established with the imaginary tree, we could use this tree's support to stop the decay process. This method works by deceiving the imaginary tree. We attach the target to another universe and hope that it will be accepted as a newborn universe that needs support. It's like grafting a branch onto a tree. The bigger the branch, the more difficult it is to successfully attach. Therefore, when using this method, the smaller the bubble universe, the better. So it sounds like the 2 methods are basically opposites. Yeah, and as Dr. Schrödinger would say, the bubble universes in your body was originally designed using the brute force method, together with the Selene's prototype system that eliminates excess Honkai energy. Unfortunately, because your Honkai energy would corrode the ether anchor, it needed to be anchored within your body to prevent it from disintegrating. Now we want to change course and switch to the workaround method. We just need to do a large amount of calculations to work out the details. That means Durandal. That blade of yours is autonomous. The Holy Blade has maintained the stability of the bubble universe, as well as its connection to me. It's just that ever since we were separated, I've never been able to establish any form of communication with it. I can sense that it is working simultaneously, somewhere on the other side of the world. But besides that, I can't tell you much about it. I see. Then I guess we only have one option. You mean using the power of the Sugar Key? Is this Kingdom Hearts? Otherwise, how can we establish communications across the inversion anchor? Although, I do feel sorry for Konpito. We must do whatever is necessary. And I'm gonna look at chat in a second. I'll read what you guys are saying. I'm just trying to focus on just continuously getting this dialogue done, and then once we start the next mission, I'll look over. He spent decades of his life getting that fixed. We'd better be careful when we use it. What are you guys talking about? Ah, the sugar key is an ancient relic passed down among the sugars. It was once used to make the candy house itself. Gotcha. Looks pretty cool. Gonpeto said that years ago, a certain human gave it a name similar to Shiksal's divine keys. He called it the Key of the Beyond. Ah, that was the guy who betrayed us and damaged the key. It's that kind of human scum that made it necessary for Kira to go through a 3-year observation period before she could join the sugars in the first place. Humans could indeed be very complicated. I often struggle to understand what other people are thinking. I really want to get Rita's help, but usually she gives an answer like, "Don't worry about it, it'll be fine." Actually, this makes you more trustworthy in the eye of the sugars. I'm going to begin preparations for using the sugar key. I'll leave you two to catch up for a while. Thank you. No need to be so polite. I'm sure that in a while we'll be arguing again. We good? Now, I will look over at chat. Alright, to answer your question, no, I did not. Also, my name is Keith, not Kieth. And yeah, that makes sense of why you would ask me that, because they were introduced there. I mean, I think I have some form of understanding of what's going on here, though. Like, yeah, is there obviously more information that I could get? Yeah, but I don't feel, like, completely lost to the point of where I'm like, okay, what is even happening anymore? So they gave some context. And what's up, club? How you doing? He said, oh my god, is that Saber? And then some person trying to understand Honkai space language. LMAO. Yes, Honkai space language. Very nice. Okay. Let's continue. Alright, they would be compatible with Blade Durandal. I think so too. Speaking of which, Bianca, you've grown a lot taller, and it seems you're also more sure of yourself. Damn, why are you looking like Aqua from Konosuba? No, never mind. You could also say I've become more stubborn. In Shiksal, I don't exactly have the reputation of being easygoing. No way, why do I feel like you're the most laid back? Although, when you're on business, I also get the sense that you're very opinionated. You said it yourself. It's the same when it comes to working with S-rank Valkyries. If I could choose who to work with, it would be someone like Rita. Yeah, you a big Rita fan over there, huh? Wow, you are both S-rank Valkyries now? Just like Cecilia and Terry back then. I wouldn't go that far. And besides... What is it? Something embarrassing? That's nothing, actually. About 3 years ago, the Overseer granted me the right to use the Abyss Flower. And yeah, I'm doing good. Mika, how you doing? How you doing? Appreciate you for being here. And also for anybody that has not hit the like button on the stream, please be sure to do so. That does help out the channel very, very much. Wow, you met Cecilia's Abyss Flower? You deserve it, Bianca. Great job. Thanks, but I just feel like I'm borrowing it from Cecilia. Even though a divine key is a divine key, and it's not something just anyone could wield, I've always felt the weapon was still connected to Cecilia somehow. Yeah, I think that's normal. Before her, it had been a long time since someone had the power to control the Abyss Flower. But you know what? Even for Cecilia, becoming the owner of the Abyss Flower put her under a lot of pressure. Why? Wasn't she highly compatible with it? Well, purely in terms of adaptability, I think you might be better than Cecilia. I've been corrupted by it before, so I know what I'm talking about. Listen, Bianca, the problems Master Cecilia faced at the beginning were identical to yours, but just the opposite. Identical, but just the opposite. What does that mean? I guess the Overseer never mentioned it to you. Before Cecilia, several owners of the Abyss Flower were all expelled from Shiksal for various reasons. Then, maybe you're aware that the Abyss Flower was pulled out of the North Atlantic in the 1970s. And that was a hot minute ago. This event was directly related to Dr. Schrodinger's past. Are you talking about her betrayal of Shiksal? Rita told me about that. That year, when she said Overseer Otto was her mortal enemy, I think everyone believed it. Did you know that the strongest Valkyrie at the time, the wielder of the Abyss Flower, joined AE and it led to her death? That was when the Abyss Flower sank into the ocean. You're fine? Thanks. Good to hear that. Good to hear that. You've heard that Valkyrie's name before. She was called Rihanna. Okay. Rihanna. That's what I think of Rihanna. Never mind. Anyway, okay, anyways. That's right. The same as Schrodinger's middle name. She took the name of the one who saved her. Have I seen the visual novels? I am going to react to a recap video of like the visual novel for Durandal, because I heard that it takes 12 hours to read, and I do not have 12 hours to read that visual novel. So I'll just be reacting to a good recap vid. Alright. It's a small world, Bianca. Although ordinary Valkyries know nothing about this in those days, becoming the owner of the Abyss Flower wasn't something to be taken lightly. To tell the truth, some of the more superstitious Valkyries consider it unlucky to this day. But in hindsight, everyone thought the Abyss Flower was a symbol of Master Cecilia, right? That's because Cecilia was so charismatic. No, it wasn't that, Bianca. Even though I consider myself a huge fan of Cecilia, objectively, the Abyss Flower was her only symbol because she owned it for such a long time. Like I said, I don't have 12 hours to do that, Rez. I do not. I do not. I got way too much stuff I have to do for the channel. I cannot be putting 12 hours into something that's not a game. She always felt a kind of distance between her and the Abyss Flower, and it wasn't just because of its reputation. Actually, she felt that way because she revered its history, like the attitude the Castellanos have towards judgment of some Shamash. So although you are coming from a very different starting point, your attitude towards it is not so different from hers. I see. It's really interesting. Kira, you are like an older sister to me. What we just talked about, I wouldn't find it interesting to discuss with Rita, and I wouldn't want to bring it up with the Overseer. I feel like it's something I could only discuss with you. Stop it, you're making me blush. Now that you mention it, we've been chatting for quite a while. Are your preparations almost complete? Sorry guys, it seems that I slightly messed things up, or maybe it's just a bug in the program. What do you mean? A bug? The details aren't important, but basically we have attracted some so-called imaginary constructs to the outside of the candy house. I need some help dealing with this, Bianca. If they're able to infiltrate the candy house, it's gonna be a problem. Got it. So I just need to eliminate all the enemies? I like this kind of straightforward approach to problems. Easy, yeah, we got this. What mission are we on, 7? Alright. Let's murder the enemy, shall we? Let's do the thing. Try to take these things out as quick as I possibly can. But yeah, chat, quick question. How long would you say chapter 26 is? Like, obviously no spoilers or anything, but like, is it like a typical chapter length that takes like 3 to 4 hours? Or is it like, or is this something that's way longer than that? Just so I know in the back of my head. Chapter 26. Not this chapter. This chapter is 25 EX. But I'm talking about chapter 26. Like the next one. Four hours at least? Gotcha, thank you. That is all I wanted to know. Alright, that's fine. It's like the usual. Yeah, we'll probably do that next week then. We should be able to. And then chat, like, look, my next question is, how many chapters are in this game? Like, right now. How many main story chapters are in this game? Because I don't know. That's not something I've looked into. So is it like 30 or something? Or like, what's the number looking like? 28. Okay. 28 now. Damn. We're almost caught up then. Sheesh. With side stories, 5+ hours. Okay, so yeah, 28. Okay, cool. And we're gonna be on 26 pretty soon. Crazy. All right. Line after line of alien text rolled across the screen of the control console. It looked like she was running some rather complicated programs. Thank you. That was a tough battle, but I'm afraid you'll have to wait a bit longer due to concerns about the stability of our communications channel. They've chosen to deal with some issues first before re-establishing communications. They? Are you talking about Blade DURANDAL? Have you already made contact? Yes, the AI. It's currently receiving the temporary link to the Bubble Universe broadcast by the Sugar Key, so it can't transform to a human form. Understood. I'll just use this time to get in the right frame of mind. I mean, prepare myself psychologically. Anyways, I'm really grateful to have this opportunity today. Hey, what are you being so modest for? A friend of Kira is a friend of mine. Huh? Wait a second. Ah, excellent. Wow, that worked perfectly. What happened? Success. It has received and implemented the connection protocol. There's no time to lose. Let's try to communicate. Ah, hold on. Sound only. Testing. Bianca, do you read me? If you do, please reply. Loud and clear. I hear you loud and clear. Holy Blade DURANDAL. Ah, it's been years. You were a girl back then. Now you're a young woman. Wonderful. You were saying this chapter hits different now? After different now? But yeah, 28's gonna be the longest chapter. Fun times. What are your measurements now? Looks like you have nice proportion. Yeah, the blade over here being thirsty. Hey! As soon as we establish communication, you say that kind of crap? Kira's still here. Ah, sounds like Rita isn't here then. Yeah, but don't worry, she's done well these past few years. It's just that she isn't physically suited to getting close to the imaginary tree, so she's not with me today. Actually, it's just the fact that you were able to reach this dimension with their help is impressive. But how do I put this? I'm pretty impressive myself. I finished all my important work, so I have time to chat with you. Huh? You're done with your work? I thought you were just about to start the critical phase. That's the power of the computer processor. I could do things at a speed you can't imagine, but since this thing can't be done perfectly, I'm afraid after today I won't get much of a chance to come out and get fresh air, so I might lend out part of me. What do you mean, lend out part of you? Are you talking about the gems you're made of? Ah, my fault. Sometimes my brain runs faster than my mouth. Well, in machine form, I guess I don't really have a mouth. Enough with the jokes. We likely have limited time to interact like this. You better let me analyze the whole situation again. After operating for several years, I gradually became aware that the crisis in the Bubble Universe originated when it was born. Let me see something real quick. I wanted to see that picture better on the bottom. I see. Okay. 5,000 years ago, to ward off the Honkai threat, humans were, we're trying to discharge Honkai energy into a bubble universe in the Sea of Quanta. Act 1 and 2 were both 7 hours long, and people have done streams on them. Shee! 7 hours long! Dang. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Alright, where was I? But as the Hersher destroyed their research center on the Mu continent, they were unable to implement their plan. Luckily, the ether anchor on the artificial bubble universe wasn't damaged. Humans then tried to turn the place that they'd been using as a garbage dump into a refuge that could be inhabited by humans. That's the way we see it today. While the project of turning the bubble universe into a sanctuary was somewhat successful, the equipment from when it was a garbage dump had to be left in place. In the hands of a madman, the hidden equipment created a devastating tragedy. Since then, the history of what the world has been nothing more than a desperate struggle to survive. Bianca, when you went on your expedition to that world, you not only sealed the fate of that madman, but also took responsibility for saving that world from collapse. Just as the analysis predicted, the dimensions of the bubble universe hindered its reattachment to the imaginary tree. Its inversion baseline still has to be anchored on a stable negentropy system. To put it simply, there is no way to complete the mission at this time. That's okay. I prepared myself for this. Everything will be just like it was, right? I'm afraid not. Eh? Although my responsibilities haven't changed, now you could share the burden that you once carried alone, Bianca. Do you mean... Come, I'll give you temporary access to the sugar key so you could experience it for yourself. The girl nodded her head. Countless streams of data suddenly began pouring into her mind. Oh boy, here we go. For an instant she understood what the overseer meant when he said a consciousness so enormous that it defied common sense. But unlike what the overseer had said about the Honkai persona, this consciousness seemed to fill her mind with warmth and nostalgia. Like a birthday candle Rita lit for her on New Year's Eve. Oh yeah, this is where the thumbnail's from. Nice. Calm yourself. Resting place of the universe. I am space-time itself. The source of the power that destroys all. My role is to obliterate all universes. The girl felt a familiar power flowing through her body. Let me look at them full picture. Okay, that's the wrong button. And to do this one. Some clean pictures. Okay, other than this one, okay. Anyways, let's continue, shall we? 5 years earlier, she had used this power to cut through layered space, cutting a manifold that supported an entire continent free from the bubble universe. Okay? In those 5 years, this power had been lying dormant not in base reality, but in a strange dimension within her body. In terms of fighting capability, the girl who had already possessed the Abyss Flower didn't need assistance from the Holy Blade, but as the name she now went by demonstrated, the Holy Blade Durandal had become a symbol of her life as a Valkyrie. Now after extracting my core, you could transfer the duty of protecting this world to any of your reliable colleagues. This way, more people could share the burden, right? Well, strictly speaking, only one person at a time could assume the responsibility, but now you could take turns. Through studying technologies that mimic the sugar key, I could now serve as an intermediary and establish an indirect link between the bubble universe and the imaginary tree. Although there is no current way to realize our ultimate goal of an independent bubble universe, we don't need to rely on your body to protect that world anymore. Also, I've calibrated Sumeru for you. That way, after you give my core to someone else, you will still be able to use the power of the astral harness for a short time. Huh? That means the astral harness didn't just disappear. That's right. Ultimately, the astral harness relies not on any particular bubble universe, but on the power of the Sea of Quanta itself. But that aside from these high-tech devices, where did that thing called Sumeru come from? I want to find another one that I could use myself. In your database, do you have a record of a hero named Su from the previous era? He was the one who entrusted Sumeru to me. He said once he spent several thousand years implementing something called Project Baluka. The development of parallel universes was observed in hopes of finding a way to counter Honkai. I see. Although I don't have any information about that, if a person like that is willing to transfer Sumeru to you, he must have found the answer he was looking for, right? It seems so. He said that in the end, Project Baluka finally found the only answer. But he wouldn't tell me any details. I gave the information he left behind to the Overseer, but he wouldn't tell me anything either. That's very interesting. Huh? Have you guessed what it is, Durandal? No, I have no idea. It's the fact that I don't know what makes it, it's the fact that I don't know that makes it so interesting. Isn't it also this way for humans? I could only say that you have some strange ideas about humanity. I am not an organic life form like you. Some misunderstandings are normal. It's what makes us unique. What happened? I'm getting a warning. In 5 minutes, the status of the link between the bubble universe and the imaginary tree may become unstable due to a chaos phenomenon. To ensure there are enough resources to respond in the next 3 minutes, I must go manually control some programs. I guess that means our time together is over. I should say line. What the hell? Yes, it's a shame that... it's a shame. There's a lot we didn't get to talk about. Who won the Jigsaw Championship? And what about the Anti-Entropy Trophy? You care about this? You've never seen a soccer game in your life! So what? Hearing you talk about things unrelated to Honkai is the greatest joy to me. I get it. Well, thanks. Miss Bianca is embarrassed. So cute. Well, I really have to go now. Though in the future people may have to sacrifice their lives, I believe that Pioneer has found the only answer. I hope everyone continues to have faith in the world, their colleagues, and themselves. Time will prove them right. Until we meet again, how about I give my physical form to you for safekeeping? The signal disappeared. Yeah. We'll definitely be able to meet again, right? It's good to be optimistic, though I have a feeling that those people from the previous era are kinda scary. In the beginning, Dr. Su also threatened to lock me in his bubble universe. Sounds like it was a bluff. That kind of person wouldn't change their opinion of you so quickly. Then, where do you get the feeling that those people are scary? I'm not sure. It's just a feeling. I thought it was better to tell you. Thanks. But when it's time to meet my fate, I will not back down. At least now I don't have to shoulder my burden alone. Hey, maybe it's not so good to say that. That's exactly the way Cecilia thought about it. For example, I really don't want that sword of yours. You hold on to it. I don't want a flood of random thoughts coming into my brain. I didn't mean it like that. Sorry, didn't mean to stress you out. I just got a little excited. You don't need to apologize. Long ago, you surpassed both of us in your skill as a Valkyrie. I trust your judgment. Well, however you say it, the important thing is to get the message across, right? Bianca knows that Kira is worried. Kira knows Bianca could behave herself. No need to dwell on apologies. The Sugars do not advocate such a thing. You're right. Just call us anytime you need help, Bianca. Okay, and I'll remember not to be so polite next time. Then I guess that's it. The Bubble Universe mission has entered a new phase, and we each have many more missions to complete. Since we could say this experiment has come to an end, I guess I'll start up the genius device. Leaving so soon? Won't you sit for a while and have some dessert? Yeah, the whole place got dessert. Bianca is always like this. She rarely gives herself time to relax. We don't need formal etiquette to understand each other. She's always had this approach to life. Thanks for understanding, Kira. Hope to see you both again. Yeah, next time remember to treat me to a chocolate buffet. That's not enough. Let's go sing karaoke. Then forget it. I'm too self-conscious. Her signal has completely disappeared from the space. There's something that could be inferred from her calculations that you didn't bring up. I'm not sure you'll have an opportunity to meet again. It wasn't the right moment, besides. I think in some ways, she is definitely different from Cecilia. She doesn't need our help to awaken her power. Although the road ahead will surely be difficult, she and Rita will do what they've always done. Find a solution. It'll be alright. Well then, second key manga stream when? I don't know. I don't know when I put a time frame on that, but it will be something that I get to, yeah. You said a shame indeed, yeah. That it was. Oh shoot, did I read this? I didn't get to read this thing from all the way back here. A few days ago. Whoops. Well, now we're gonna get context to missions from like an hour ago. With a few wrist twists, Solium threads reached out from the fair-haired man's sleeves. He is using these threads to control the puppet, just like how the puppet was controlling the tin puppets. He injected his with electronic neurons into the puppet like a Trojan program and calmly watched the Hersher from a distance. The 10th Hersher, Hersher of Dominance, a collection of thousands of minds connected to a myriad of fragile puppets. As someone who has also found a distributed mind, he found a perfect victim. He is watching idly as it provokes each Hersher in turn, as it almost wiped out by AE, and watching it as it forces K423 to duel with the other half of Siren's consciousness. Oh. I see. But he wasn't interested in their growing up stories. He needed to snatch the Hersher core capable of creating unique spaces before anyone did, and the opportunity came to him. When a 10th Hersher was fighting K423, there was no way it realized the rat among its puppet army. Thus, at the very moment when the newborn Hersher of Flamezion swung the blade of conviction, he got his hands on the 10th Hersher core. This slick piece of crap, dude. This dude. All warfare is based on deception. He saw no shame in this. Before the core's connection to the imaginary space was cut, he quickly examined this spatial power that didn't belong to the Hersher of the Void. And exactly then, he was dragged into a white void by an intangible force. He didn't expect this, but he wasn't afraid. 17 years ago, he had visited this place, and back then, he hadn't adapted to any thinking pattern that's not human. Yep, Otto be doing it for his goal. Yeah, Otto does not care. He'll do whatever he has to do to get what he wants. He remembered he came up with a question in a hurry. Before the question was formed and uttered, the answer had surged into his mind. It was so deep and profound that no brain could have kept it. After the moment, he did believe the one before him was an almighty god. Here we are again, huh? Here we are again, chat. A god won't mind any man's thoughts, just like a man won't mind any ant's thoughts. Damn. But that remained an unconfirmed assumption. It wasn't a precondition or truth. 17 years later, he now grasped the priceless data from Project Beluga. He knew this existence that dwelled in the void had only more knowledge than any human. Knowledge is of course a source of power, but knowledge itself isn't. A tick looks just as tiny as an ant, but unlike an ant, it carries numerous viruses and can make a human who sits at the top of the food chain suffer from hemorrhagic fever and beg for a quick death. So in their second encounter, here we meet again after 17 years, Will of Honkai. Yes, I've come to a better understanding of you now. You can't change how the world works. You can't intervene directly. Your disciples, the Hershers, they can't realize their full potential. If the imaginary tree behind you is an ocean. But of course, any strait could drown thousands of auto apocalypses. Yes, this is what Auto Apocalypse plans to do. I'm grateful that you won't intervene. Just, you won't even stop Kevin Castellana? You two should be well acquainted. I see. That's something I won't be able to witness. Besides, I can never measure your pursuit with human standards. It's a pleasure. Were you speaking Doodle Bob over there? What the sound I just heard? My guy was speaking Doodle Bob. In the Chinese dub and the voices of Hodum, there's a voice very similar. Hodam. There's a voice very similar to Otto. Really? Really now? So we have this right here that I have to read, and then we have mission number 9, and then some type of scene after, and then boom. That's it. Okay. My name is Elizabeth McSmith. Nothing special about it. When I was named, my dad didn't give it much thought. Why does her name have to be special? Isn't Beth cute? However, happy my dad is with this name. It's rarely used now. For reasons I can't blame on others, people now call me by an exotic Far Eastern name. Nagamitsu. Not that I'm remotely connected to the Far East. It all started 5 years ago. Oh my god, look at her. Excuse me. Is this the Sync 1504 lab of Nagamitsu? The 17th? Yes. I'm the director here. Are you Miss Ategina? Can I call you Nagamitsu? Huh? Sorry, did I make a mistake? The young A-rank Valkyrie in history made a huge mistake. Nagamitsu, the 17th, was simply part of the lab name, some sort of ancient legacy. You kid, Bianca. In the year 1504, a bladesmith from the Far East set up a workshop at Chicxal. Later on, the workshop turned into a design institute and then a lab near small Duru. The Nagamitsu name refused to die and stuck with it, which is to say the original Nagamitsu workshop has seen 16 different masters or directors to become the lab it is now. And in no way is the name associated with Elizabeth McSmith. Of course, she could have clarified it, but she didn't bother. So she answered like this. No, don't mind me. Sure, Nagamitsu. Maybe it was because people found it interesting. Maybe because Elizabeth McSmith sounded like a mouthful. I mean, yeah. Or maybe it was because it was too hard to tell the 6 Smiths and the 3 Elizabeths apart at the HQ. Anyway, Nagamitsu became my new name that day. But that's not the point. At least back then, my attention wasn't on the name at all. The overseer said that there was a place where the previous era relic could be taken out from me. It had to be this lab. I understood immediately. Mr. Apocalypse sent me another test subject that he had lost interest in. The naive me thought this was just a simple case of something being left accidentally in her body. So I assured her and arranged a full set of examinations. Of course, the test results hit me hard the very instant I got my hands on them. It's way beyond the reach of any medical measures. X-ray, ultrasonic, MRI, they all returned no anomaly, no sign of Honkai energy leak either. The trying lasted for half a year. Jeez. And so one day, out of despair, I tried measuring neutrino radiation on her. And I was shocked to find her body was emanating more neutrinos per second than 10 nuclear power plants. Jesus, 10? 10 nuclear power plants? That's quite a bit. Unless there was a black hole in her heart or under her belly button. I had to admit the impossible. The huge and stable space was somehow folded up inside her body. Great, the bubble universe began to stabilize after the inversion. Finally, there's a way to find out. Thank you. From that day on, this passionate girl became a frequent visitor of the lab. She cared more about her inner neutrino radiation than her body measurements. As time passed on, I heard a lot of bizarre stories about another world from her. Shakespeare, the submarine piloting pirate, Thoru, the founder of the Republic of the South American Aboriginals, Watt, the brain-computer interface engineer, and I get to witness her fiery passion became deeper, more intense, but also more reserved as her age grew. For the Chicxal rookies, it was impossible to imagine the silent, calm Valkyrie, DURANDAL, had a heart that burned brighter than fire. A big change, huh? Nagamitsu, how many regular checkups have I done? Do you have the statistics? Should be on the computer, let me see. This is the 216th time. The cube of the number 6. You're still so sensitive about the mathematical properties of numbers. I remember when you explained how special the number 17 is. Ah, about that. Yeah, you were trying to explain why a heptacon, what the hell, could be drawn out with the rulers and compasses. Ah, thinking back now, I wish to dig a hole and bury my old self in. That was so lame for making a conversation. But to me, it was a pretty good memory. At least it was unique. You're the one that's truly unique. Bianca. Durandal. I know it sounds absurd, saying this from where I stand. But I do wish to keep supporting you until the day your dream comes true. Until the day you find yourself a new dream. I'll just wait for that. Oh no, the duck has grown. Oops, I'm not really like the Valkyries. Okay, you know what I'm about to do. I'm essentially evil. Okay. And there you have it. Now over here, Jesus. That was a lot of dialogue, wasn't it? I mean, it gave context. It gave plenty of context for sure. You know, Nagamitsu, her name wasn't even Nagamitsu. There is no threat. The future is a marshy area. People to go deeper and deeper. We got in deeper and deeper. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Alright, let's wrap up 25 EX, shall we? It was a day after the conclusion of the experiment. Thanks to everyone's hard work, yesterday's experiment was a complete success. Going forward, and I believe it won't take too long, Shiksaw will take a decisive step in the fight against Honkai. Of course, and I'm sure everyone knows, this kind of progress is bound to hurt a minority of people, and sometimes seems to harm the personal interest of most people. But we must also see that these sacrifices are limited and temporary. Perhaps AE will give us trouble, and I doubt we'll get any material assistance from World Serpent, but as long as our Shiksaw Fortress is still standing, humanity could look forward to a brighter future. Mr. Otto, are you done with your speech? Are you getting to the important part here? Well, to make a long story short, to ensure that future missions are carried out according to plan, as Overseer, I will now declassify the identity of the last S-rank Valkyrie. She will work closely with you in your future missions until my retirement. Following Otto's introduction, a new face appeared for the first time in Shiksaw HQ. Like the completion of the experiment, her appearance marked a new stage in the Overseer's life's work. The dice had been rolled. The dusty old wheels of destiny began to turn once again. Huh? That's the whole mission? What? What? What the hell? Okay. That was something. Scene? You alright, my guy? Huh? Oh boy. Well, this looks like it's gonna be a blast. Nothing but good times and wholesomeness, as you can tell. Jesus. Don't worry about it. That little spear right there, that saved me. Oh, damn. Yeah. Everything out here just going crazy. And yep, there's me. Jeez. Yeah, this preview going crazy right now. This man been so damn determined. This dude Otto. Down tremendously, horrifically, astronomically. And we'll do whatever it takes to get there. Oh, wow. And the Otto arc begins, huh? Should be something. Should definitely be something. But, yeah. There you have it, everybody. There you have it. So next time, chapter 26. Man. I'm just looking at all these chapters we did. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Yeah, simp for real. From what you hear, chapter 29 will be open world as well. So they just start taking the open world route with the stuff. Yeah. Wow. This was so long ago, mission 1. I mean, chapter 1. It's crazy. But no, okay. Yeah, we got a lot of information in that chapter. It's setting up for some very big things to come, I can see. So, cool. Very, very cool. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching today, you know. Wasn't like the craziest stream, you know, compared to the other ones, but, you know, they had to wrap up chapter 25 and just build up to the next things that we'll be dealing with. So, yeah, if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. If you're new, it helps out a bunch to subscribe, you know. Yeah, a long way from chapter 1 for sure, for sure. If you'd like to become a member, you could click the link that's in chat right now. You know, you get some emotes also, and it helps support the channel. If you'd like to donate, you're able to do that also. Do super chat or exclamation point donate, as that helps the channel a bunch too. Open world chapters don't use stamina anymore. Nice, yeah. So that will be what we're going into next. Good old chapter 26. So other than that, everybody. Honkai has evolved over time though. I mean, yeah, you could clearly tell. A lot has changed, and for the better for the game. For the better for sure. And you can see like different mechanics and stuff they tried out in certain chapters. So it's cool. It's pretty cool. But yeah. Other than that, thank you guys very, very much for watching. Expect some uploads with some Honkai content. I gotta watch the recap on the visual novel. And then there is another video, which is the Mobius Labs video, which I haven't watched. So I'm gonna check that out also. And then from there, you know, next week we might be doing the finale for Danganronpa. It just depends. We'll see what happens. New Genshin update next week. So expect, you know, what is it? Archon quest with Dainsleif and Ayato story quest. So yeah. And if they decide to let me win a 50-50 again 2 times in a row, then you'll get a summons video for that. I did watch it before, but I quit. You mean I clicked on it and then it bass boosted my ears so I didn't watch it? Yeah, there you go. Because it was completely bass boosting my ears to the moon. So don't worry, I'll be able to watch it now. But yeah, other than that, we are done today. So thank you for the support. Stay safe, everybody. And as I always say, don't do crack. Also, the one for chapter 25, you forget the name? What are you talking about? What you talking about specifically here? Chat, do you know what he's talking about? Yeah, you got me confused over here. I'm like, huh? What are you talking about? Just question mark, question mark. Yeah, I know. I don't know what he's exactly talking about. In other news, before I do end up heading out, for y'all that didn't know, I have Hersher of Thunder. I just haven't built it yet, but I do have the weapon, you know? Very nice weapon. And then I have to get the other 2 Stigs for her. I only have 1 of them right now. So, there's that. Which I will be using her in the Abyss and shredding through everything. Yeah, because I was able to get her through the event that was going on, that if you spent a lot of crystals in this update, which I have, so I was able to do that. And then through the battle pass crap or whatever, I was able to get her weapon in a Stig. So I should be able to get the other 2 Stigs like next month or something. But yeah, it's similar to like One Day with Sealy and Mobius Lab. Oh, so there's another one? Ah. You don't know about using Hersher of Thunder in Elysium Realm? Why? Why do you say that? Your sister did the same? Yeah. It seemed like the smartest thing to do. But that is why. But yeah. Yeah, you have your sister has 2 Stigs in her weapon? Nice, nice. Yeah, I'll get both of the Stigs. I know I'll be able to. Hersher of Thunder and Elysium Realm was mid. Really? Damn. Of course they make the character that what's it called? Canon for being in there. Mid, huh? The name is When Sparks Converge. Okay, I will put that down in my phone so I don't forget. When Sparks Converge. If you didn't use HOF, you would have lost. Oh, damn. Let's see. When Sparks Converge. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I'll be streaming tomorrow, but I do want to stream tomorrow also, so we could get like 2 streams in a row. So yeah, expect me to start cranking it up again with like uploads and stuff and just streams, because I've been mellow for like the last like week or so, where I'm still uploading consistently, but not like just cranking videos out. But yeah, on some days I would say you'll probably be seeing like 2 videos in a stream like I was a few weeks ago, just to like keep the momentum going, because I'm really trying to get us to 4K subs. So yeah. You were lucky this week with ER, got all 5 Alicia signets on PE. Nice. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, for Elysium Realm next time, who am I using? I need to do the Abyss that just reset, huh? Again. I'm not doing this right now, obviously, I just want to see something. Who am I using next time? Options. I still haven't done Raven. I still haven't even done Mobius. I gotta do Hersher of Reason. Maybe Mobius, honestly. It's been this whole time. Well, I keep saying Raven too, because everybody says she's really good. Raven or Mobius? Am I on chapter 2 on ER? What am I? I think I could check real quick. Yeah, I'm on chapter 2. That I am. We getting there. We making progress. So yeah. I don't know, possibly Raven. Other than that, now we are done. So thank y'all for hanging out. The support really means a lot. So just seriously, thank you. Still haven't unlocked it. There's a tough fight that caught you off guard though. Oh boy. Sounds like it's gonna be fun. Sounds like it will be a very fun. But yeah. Stay safe. And as always, don't do crack. Yeah, just in time for chapter 3. Yeah, we should be fine. We'll be good. I'm trying to keep myself up to date with all the stuff that I can. And we finished a post Honkai Odyssey too, so that's also nice that we did that. But yeah, Jimmy outro please. And let's get some music for everybody, because we are done. All right, what song we got here? All right, let's do it.